Alright, what is going on, guys? Fortminer back again in here for another video for you guys for today. And in here for, well, my basically first Raw thoughts of 2011, and we had the first Raw of 2011 last night. And overall, I thought it was, enjoyable. I'm not going to exactly talk about everything because not only that, I do have some updates for you guys for the first 2011 updates as well. Not a whole lot, just basically, one or two of them. And I am going to talk about first what happened, last night on Raw. And just talk about really the main two matches that happened and then the two updates that I got. So just to make it about even, if you want to say that. To kick things off, we started off actually in a good way for 2011, and what many are saying basically that could possibly be the match for 2011. I can't really say that as of yet because we got so many matches to go before we can say this was the match for match of the year. So anyway, we do got a long way before we can officially say that. So I'm happy that people liked it as well. I enjoyed it as well. And the first match we started off, rarely do we ever start it off with the main event matchup really, and that is the WWE Championship Falls Count Anywhere match between John Morrison and The Miz. And this was a good match, really enjoyable. It was mainly all John Morrison in this matchup. We also got to see, of course, Alex Riley getting involved too, trying to help The Miz, retain his WWE Championship. And, I was a little worried about this match that we might not have this match, end clean and something might go down. And does it? Well, not exactly. I was happy about that towards the end of the match. But anyway, I am gonna, talk about what did happen during the match. Of course, we see Alex Riley getting involved here. We see a high running knee by John Morrison to Alex Riley while he was, on the barricade and falls into the crowd. So that's a cool 6 spot there that we got to see. And we got to see a couple of 6 spots in this match, which made it really enjoyable. Alex Riley getting another spot by the WWE logo by the entrance there as well. The Miz, getting, head first into, the Minitron area as well. Then we see another crazy spot on the WWE logo where John Morrison was kind of going, like a shooting star. Not really like a shooting star, but, something similar to that in a way, I guess. Onto, I believe at the time was, the Miz at that time. So that was a cool spot as well. The Miz trying to, come back a couple of times during this match as well to, try to, get the win. We do get to see the use of a table. Of course, the crowd wanted the table, and we got our first table for 2011, which is good to see. John Morrison trying to get the Starship Pain, that's right, Starship Pain through the table, but that basically failed. The Miz was able to get out of that, and John Morrison going through the table instead, so that was cool to see. And then towards basically the end of the match, the Miz comes back and gets the skull crushing finale, and yes, retains and defeats John Morrison in the first matchup of the night, which, that's what basically happened there. So I was a little worried something might go down, but, in the end, nothing really went down, and we did get, a solid, good finish for that. So, I was happy about that at least. So the Miz retains the WWE Championship. So now you gotta wonder if John Morrison will get his payback at either Royal Rumble. Maybe he'll get a chance to win the Royal Rumble as well, or get his rematch at Elimination Chamber. Who knows? Hopefully this rivalry will continue and not just end there, because that match was a good match, and I thought you guys should definitely check that out if you didn't get to check out Raw. So that's basically happened with that. We did have a couple of other matches during the night, but I'm not really gonna get too much into it. But I will talk about that. Another thing that we rarely get to see, and that's why we did get to see a steel cage matchup, and that was a triple threat #1 contender match for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. We had Wade Barrett in this match, Sheamus in this match as well, and Randy Orton. And this was a pretty good steel cage match. Everyone getting involved in this match. But I'm still happy to see the steel cage, and we really get to see that, so I really got to enjoy that as much as I can, even though it was pretty good. But anyway, what we saw in this match briefly, everyone again, kind of almost, try to bust each other open really in the way onto the steel cage, but everyone getting attacked on the steel cage, using some moves there. We see Orton give the DDT and the Orton slam, if you want to call it now, as well. We definitely got to see that. We almost got to see, I think we almost got to see like a suplex off the top of the steel cage at one point, but that failed as well. Everybody trying to escape the cage, real quickly, trying to get a shot at the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. We see the, excuse me, I almost said the Miz, wow, CM Punk, I should say, come running in and in the way, basically trying to help out Wade Barrett. Of course, this whole thing with CM Punk, basically joining the Nexus and, trying to get along with Wade Barrett, trying to help him, escape the cage. I thought he was actually going to escape the cage and help him there, and, have something with CM Punk and Wade Barrett, have them getting along. Well, that didn't exactly happen. CM Punk just left him after saying, "What choice do you have?" and left Wade Barrett in the dust, and to Wade Barrett, continue on with the steel cage. You see, of course, like I said, each guy trying to get the escape. We see a RKO by Randy Orton as well to, I believe, which was Wade Barrett, and that's what basically helps Randy Orton and escapes the cage by walking out of the cage and going onto the floor. So Randy Orton defeating Wade Barrett and Sheamus, and that's why it looks like again we're going to see The Miz versus Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. I'm not too sure how that matchup will go. We just have to wait and see, during the next couple of weeks. So maybe it'll be a little bit better than their recent match, especially with the TLC match that they had. So I'm a little iffy about the match. So we'll have to wait and see, like I said. So that seems to be the only matchup that we had made for the Royal Rumble. And that's basically what was the main event. So, overall, I thought, Raw was enjoyable this week. We had two basically main matches to watch. The steel cage match, if you wanted to see that, that was pretty good. And, of course, the main big match was the first match for the WWE Championship, so definitely recommend that. And moving on to the updates, and I got two of them for you guys, and let's start it off with the major one first. For those of you who think, NXT will come back for another season, well, you can basically forget about it, because I do have some good news, and that's right. Tough Enough is coming back. I'm happy to say that, and it's good to see Tough Enough come back and hopefully just get rid of NXT completely. Overall NXT, was okay. Could have been a lot more better, but Tough Enough hopefully will be a lot more better, and more people will be able to watch it. So when is it exactly going to return? Well, it's supposed to be returning after WrestleMania, which is in April. So that the day after WrestleMania, I'm pretty sure either on Tuesday or Monday. I'm not too sure how that's going to work, but I am happy to say that it is going to officially return. So good news in that one. And then last but not least, the final update I got for you guys is that Christian, that's right. Of course, he's been out with a torn, pec there, and for quite some time. Even when he was at the Slammy Awards, he was still, a little injured. But Christian is expected to return around WrestleMania 27. So I'm not too sure if he's going to return at the Royal Rumble. That might be a little bit too soon, but I'm sure sometime before WrestleMania he will be returning. So hopefully maybe we could see that program that everyone wants to see, Christian versus Edge, and for the championship. So hopefully we get to see that. Who knows? But anyway, that basically has to do with the video. And let me know what you guys thought overall on Raw, what you liked and didn't like, and what are your thoughts on Tough Enough returning. And that has to do with the video. And as always, I will talk to you guys later on. Peace.